brothers and sisters, we are continuing to read through the book of Matthew. I am reading from the Amplified Version. We are in Matthew chapter 17. The Transfiguration. And 6 days after this, Jesus took with him Peter and James and John his brother. And his appearance underwent a change in their presence, and his face shone clear and bright like the sun, and his clothing became as white as light. And behold, there appeared to them Moses and Elijah, who kept talking with him. Then Peter began to speak and said to Jesus, Lord, is it good and delightful that we are here? If you approve, I will put up 3 booths here, one for you, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, behold, a shining cloud, composed of light, overshadowed them, and a voice from the cloud said, This is my Son, my beloved, with whom I am, and have always been delighted. Listen to him. When the disciples heard it, they fell on their faces and were seized with alarm and struck with fear. But Jesus came and touched them and said, Get up and do not be afraid. And when they raised their eyes, they saw no one but Jesus only. And as they were going down the mountain, Jesus cautioned and commanded them, Do not mention to anyone what you have seen until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. The disciples asked him, Then why do the scribes say that Elijah must come first? He replied, Elijah does come, and will get everything restored and ready. But I tell you that Elijah has already come. And they did not know or recognize him, but did to him as they liked. So also the Son of Man is going to be treated and suffer at their hands. Then the disciples understood that he spoke to them about John the Baptist. And when they approached the multitude, a man came up to him, kneeling and before him and saying, Lord, do pity and have mercy on my son, for he has epilepsy, is moonstruck, and he suffers terribly. For frequently he falls into the fire and many times into the water. And I brought him to your disciples, and they were not able to cure him. And Jesus answered, Oh, you unbelieving, warped, wayward, rebellious, and thoroughly perverse generation. How long am I to remain with you? How long am I to bear with you? Bring him here to me. And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him. And the boy was cured instantly. Then the disciples came to Jesus and asked privately, Why could we not drive it out? And he said to them, Because of the littleness of your faith, that is your lack of firmly relying trust. For truly I say to you, if you have faith that is living, like a grain of mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, Move from here to yonder place, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible to you. But this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. And when they were going about here and there in Galilee, Jesus said to them, The Son of Man is going to be turned over into the hands of men, and they will kill him. And he will be raised to life again on the 3rd day. And they were deeply and exceedingly grieved and distressed. When they arrived in Capernaum, the collectors of the half shekel, the temple tax, went up to Peter and said, Does not your teacher pay the half shekel? And he answered, Yes. And when he came home, Jesus spoke to him about it first, saying, What do you think, Simon? From whom do earthly rulers collect duties and tribute? From their own sons, or from others, not of their own family? And when Peter said, From other people, not of their own family, Jesus said to him, Then the sons are exempt. However, in order not to give offense and cause them to stumble, that is, to cause them to judge unfavorably and unjustly, go down to the sea and throw in a hook. Take the first fish that comes up, and when you open its mouth, you will find there a shekel. Take it and give it to them to pay the temple tax for me and for yourself.